Hello, friends. Today we are here with the epidemiological study. I am Dr. Daljit Kaur, and friends, I am here to help you with the topic of community medicine epidemiological studies. That is very important topic, and there are many MCQs, even theoretical question in every exams I have seen. So today we are just taking the basic concept of epidemiological studies, what they are, types of studies, advantage, disadvantages. So first, what is a study? Scientific process of answering a question using data from a population, that is called study. For example, smoking causes cancer. So this type of study we are going to answer a question, and even to compare one type of disease is commoner in India rather than another country, and which food is more causative of the another disease, like this. So for what we do, select a study question, and then afterwards select a study type, which type of study we are going to do with this question to solve, and then afterwards collect and analyze the data, and on the basis of that analysis we interpret the results. Okay, and then we uh, put the report of into it, and all these procedure, it is very important to follow the ethical things. So if there are human subjects, we are supposed to take ethical permission for that, so that there would not be any harm to the human participants. Now we'll take one by one the important studies. One, in the study notes of Dr. Diljit, we are going to study about the ecological studies. In ecological study, the important is we are mainly taking the groups, not individual. This study usually applies to group, where measurements like disease rates, information about exposure is taken. Like group of people, we can compare households and even another countries to comparing the health we can use in this. The another study is case series. In this we describe characteristic of group of people who might be with the same disease or might be with the same exposure. So in that way we describe the characteristic of group of people. It can be demographics, we can compare presentation, prognosis, and even in the different disease, like finding the HIV common source like unusual pneumonia in men. It can be the course of HIV afterwards, and describing something unusual, like while uh, ex- we were finding the source of HIV, and we found that it was unusual pneumonia in men, and ultimately we found this unusual something. Another study is cross section studies. It is also called a prevalence study. Why? It is actually we study at the point in time, means at a point of time we select the population, and that selected population should be a representative sample, and then afterwards we ask the questions to them in the form of questionnaire and do health survey at a point of time. Okay, so that we can have the prevalence of the specific disease or specific disease risk factors. It is relatively inexpensive and easy to conduct because we are doing at a point. Okay, and it is assessing the exposure, and then after outcomes at a point, and where are the healthy needs. But this study is not useful to tell about the causative agent, like what can be the causative agent of the disease, because it is telling only at a point of time. So only the prevalence, it is not helpful in causation. Another disease is case control study. Another study. In this, we take case and control. Cases which have disease and control which are not having any disease. So, what we do in cases and control, we go retrospective from case to any risk factor exposure. Like even in the control, if someone has having disease, so risk factor exposure, like and in that case control study we used to study odds ratio, that is called odds of being exposed cases and odds of being exposed control. Like cases who has exposed with the risk factor A or any risk factor B, C, D, and that got the disease, and in control, okay, they are having risk factors but not having any disease. For example, if odds ratio is more than 1, means that risk factor is associated with the disease, because that is having more of disease cases. If odds ratio is less than 1, means odds of being exposed and not getting disease, it is protective factor. And if odds ratio is 1, means this risk factor is having no association with the disease. So advantages of this case control study is quick and cheap, and it is useful in outbreak investigation of for example any food poisoning. Like if someone is having any food poisoning and which food is causing the disease, so in that way we can have this case control studies. But it is not used in rare disease or not helpful in rare exposure, but good for uncommon disease. Okay, means we cannot get more of risk factor from this, but we can have uncommon disease risk factor from it. So that is the advantages of it. And disadvantages: control selection, recall may be a problem in this case control study. The another type of study is cohort study. In this, we take group of people with the same characteristic and which we follow. That is prospective. Like if someone is having a exposed risk factor with it and who is developing the disease with the time, we followed it and compared the outcomes. Like someone is not exposed and someone is exposed and someone is not exposed, and exposed who is developing the disease, not exposed who is developing the disease. So that is how we followed it. And in this we study relative risk, like risk of disease in exposed group and risk of disease is not exposed group. If relative risk is more than 1, it means it has increased risk to develop the disease, and if it is relative risk is 1, means there is not of any protection. And if relative risk is 1, that is lower the risk of disease. Like smoking and lung cancer, if relative risk is more than 1, means smoking has increased risk to develop the lung cancer. Advantages of cohort study: time sequence can be determined, like causative. In this we can have causation, like which risk factor is developing the disease. Collection of outcome or risk factors, because we are following with the time. And we can do sub analysis because at a point of time we can have the analysis. Disadvantage: it because it followed a lot of time, long period of time, so it involved more of cost, not good for rare disease. But in case control, that was good for rare disease, and it is good for having the more of risk factors, but not good for rare disease. Ensuring people who started early stay till end, so that is very important because they go away. So in that way it is a disadvantage of the cohort study. Another one is interventional studies, means we are giving any intervention. It can be of medicine, any vaccine, or any advice. If we are giving to the same group of people and then followed the outcome, like change in disease with the medicine, any behavior with the advice. If someone change behavior, and in that we are having randomized control trial. So it is the best intervention study design. In this, what we do, we take the study population or participants. In that, we give drugs, that is called interventional group, and we don't give any drug, that is called control group. And then we followed the outcome and compared it. Like any disease, if it is developing any symptoms, it is improving or decreasing. Death rate is improving or not improving or getting reduced. That is how we compare the outcome. And if anyone doesn't know about it, means investigator and the participant, so that is called double blinding to reduce the bias. That is very important. Advantages of the study: this is good evidence of causation, because we can have the follow up at the time. Randomization is what? It is the equal chance or groups similar, means any person in the group will be having equal chance to get the intervention. So that is how it is important. Disadvantage of randomized control trial: it is expensive. It includes many participants, so sometimes it is not feasible. And there are another studies which summarizes about the different studies. Thankfully, we are having these type of studies as well, so that we can have the collection of relevant studies in systematic review, and then afterwards we assess the data, and we synthesize the data, and afterwards interpret, and then we make the summary. That is called systematic review. Another type of summary study is meta-analysis. In that, we collect the studies of similar design, okay, and then afterwards we use that data, and then combine analysis of these studies we do, and then make the single summary results. So that is how it is a brief idea about the epidemiological studies by Dr. Daljit Kaur. I am and study notes. If it is helpful, kindly share it, subscribe. Thank you very much. Keep smiling.